Jasper Lawrence was in the process of a divorce, had gained 56 pounds and couldn't breathe, literally. His allergy-induced asthma had rendered the outdoors treacherous. Exposure to a cat left his eyes swollen shut. He couldn't even play outside with his kids. Some say his next move was the desperate act of a man in the throes of a nervous breakdown. Jasper is inclined to agree, but is quick to add, it worked. He's been allergy-free for over a decade. But now, instead of hiding from pollen, he hides from police. Vice News reports on January 25th, 2015, Jasper infected himself with a hookworm, a parasite eradicated in America since 1928. The process of helminthic therapy involves infecting oneself with parasitic worms to treat autoimmune conditions, like allergies, Crohn's disease, even multiple sclerosis, conditions that have skyrocketed over the last century in the West, but remain rare in countries with high rates of hookworm infections. But after Jasper began selling hookworms of his own, the FDA intervened. He fled to the UK, where he remains in hiding and in business. The Autoimmune Disease Association reports in December of 2014, 50 million Americans suffer from autoimmune disorders, costing over $100 billion a year. Helminthic therapy offers an intriguing and controversial approach to treatment. So let's first explore how helminthic therapy works. Next, its benefits and opposition, before finally implications surrounding the emergence of black market healthcare. In 1989, the British medical journal first connected fewer parasites to an increase in autoimmune disorders in industrialized countries. After devouring this research, Jasper first infected himself, which then dramatically altered his body. First, let's just say infection isn't pleasant. No medical professional in the States would infect Jasper, prompting a plane ticket to Cameroon. The Malaghan Institute of Medical Research explains on May 24, 2015, microscopic hookworm larvae exist in human excrement and most commonly enter the body through the feet. So, Jasper explains with his very first interview with The Guardian in May of 2010, he spent a few weeks traveling to remote villages, found the local latrines, and walked around without shoes. Oh, it gets better. Once inside the bloodstream, the hookworm larvae flow up to the chest, circulating through the lungs. Then you cough them up so that you can swallow them. At last, the hookworms make their final trek down the esophagus and into the digestive system. They're home for the next 5 years. Next, the fun continues. As the hookworms alter the body, the Institute for Allergy and Infectious Disease explains on January 26, 2016, under normal conditions, the immune system attacks anything the body identifies as a foreign invader. While this is helpful with the flu, sometimes the body overreacts, launching a full-scale attack on cat dander, throwing the body into chaos as a result. BMC Immunology of March 25, 2015 describes how hookworms can help. Having co-evolved with humans over millennia, they're very good at making themselves at home in our bodies. By weakening our immune system just enough to not get attacked themselves, but not so much as to threaten their host. As a result, the body is less likely to seek out benign invaders, like pollen, but is still capable of fighting legitimate threats, like strep. After a few weeks, Jasper had yet to experience any results, until he emerged from a terrifying experience unscathed. He touched a cat. Thrilled by his discovery, he set out to first share his newfound treatment before facing significant opposition. First, Jasper founded Autoimmune Therapies as a venue to sell his hookworms. The previously cited Vice explains, treatment costs between $3,000 and $4,000, which includes a 3-year contract. He harvests hookworms from his own waste, cleans them off, and ships them worldwide. Customers receive a vial of clear liquid, poured onto a bandage, and adhered to the arm where the hookworms enter the body. After the FDA threatened massive fines and possible detention, Jasper fled to the UK, where today he has over 1,000 customers, ranging from 22 months to 80 years old. and the treated conditions are just as diverse. Biomed Central explains on February 25, 2015, patients have reported improvement, and in some cases, complete remission for a plethora of conditions linked to overactive immune response. Asthma, celiac, irritable bowel syndrome, and even MS. Next, not everyone is thrilled with Jasper's work, though criticism focuses not on his science, but his methods. In some recipients, hookworms cause anemia, fatigue, and fever, but many are willing to put up with those side effects. Rutgers immunology specialist William Gauss argues in Scientific American of May 24, 2015, patients should wait for standardized treatments. More testing could reveal the optimal number of worms or the ideal species. In fact, a study published in the 2016 edition of the Journal of Immunology states, researchers have isolated the specific molecule within a hookworm responsible for controlling harmful immune reactions. This discovery could eventually lead to a pill, just as effective with fewer side effects. Gauss concludes, it's something to explore over the next decade before treating the general public. But for 52-year-old Jasper and his customers, that timeline is a hard pill to swallow. Jasper sees helminthic therapy as an extension of the hygiene hypothesis, the idea that our obsession with cleanliness limits the immune system's ability to fight disease. His work prompts two implications concerning FDA credibility and global healthcare. First, Jasper's work highlights growing skepticism surrounding the FDA. In his previously cited interview, he expresses anger over what he calls a system hostile to his kind of therapy, maintaining that it should have been classified as a supplement, similar to the probiotic cultures found in yogurt. However, the FDA classified it as a pharmaceutical, necessitating lengthy and expensive trials before helminthic therapy can be legally administered. But as the February 8, 2016 Guardian reports, this has not stopped customers who desperately want access. Subsequent outrage with the FDA's decision and Jasper's success have spawned numerous copycat companies, creating a worldwide black market of helminthic practice. Meaning, thousands of Americans are more willing to infect themselves with worms excreted from another person than to trust an organization tasked with protecting them. Finally, Jasper's work may reveal unfortunate consequences of ridding the world of infection. The U.S. National Library of Medicine explains on January 26, 2016, hookworms remain a major public health concern in sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. Luckily, campaigns to improve access to medicine and sanitation are helpful first steps. However, the hygiene hypothesis suggests a certain degree of caution is in order. Evidence linking helminthic therapy to the suppression of autoimmune disease is so strong. Medical journal The Lancet warns on July 27, 2014, eradicating hookworms too quickly could lead to an epidemic of Western diseases where they do not currently exist, affecting countries ill-prepared to deal with them. Will our efforts to eradicate diseases merely replace them with our own? Though he remains incognito, Jasper does not regret his decisions. We have explored what helminthic therapy is, its benefits and opposition, and implications. So, was Jasper a medical genius or suffering from one of the longest nervous breakdowns in medical history? Either way, he's breathing easier than ever before.